no.
Hello and welcome to the Otter's Den. Grab your favorite beverage and snacks, grab a seat, and delve into the known and the unknown. We have shows every other Monday and every other Monday. Let me explain. One Monday, Joni and I discuss the current astrology, how it affects us both on personal, countrywide, and global scales, and then how to navigate through it all to improve our overall quality of life. The next Monday, Jan and Renee join me as we discuss, well, everything. This includes the paranormal, cryptids, psychic abilities, hauntings, attachment, possessions, aliens, abductions, self-help, life coaching, mental health, personal health, and the list goes on. Thank you in advance for joining us. Now, it's time to sit back and enjoy. Hi, welcome everybody to another wonderful edition of the Otter's Den. And tonight we have a very special guest. We have Joni from the other Monday.
From the other Otter's Den Monday.
Tonight, Joni is graciously agreed to sit here with us and listen to our banter and go over Jan and Renee's birth charts. So this should be very, very interesting because I know both of those ladies very well.
Oh, okay, cool.
Renee is going to be a little late. She's on her way back from the scout meeting, but she's going to hop on here probably in a minute. In fact, now that I talked about her, she'll probably just appear.
Oof.
She likes to do that.
So speaking of birth charts, we have
Yes.
Lisa's birthday today
Yes,
and Adrian's.
Yes.
So happy birthday to them.
absolutely. Happy birthday, you two.
And still waiting on my granddaughter. So maybe
Oh,
patience.
when is she due? When's the baby due?
She'll be 36 weeks tomorrow. So
We push her into June.
oh, yeah, I don't think no. She goes early. My
That's
son's
good.
a big boy and was a big baby, and she's tiny. So early's best.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. God love her heart. Whenever. They come when they decide to come. You know, we don't care, right?
They do.
And she's a girl, so we'll always be waiting on her.
She'll be
Not
either a Taurus or a Gemini.
Hopefully a Taurus.
Yeah. They're easier babies.
They are. I
Yes.
don't know about when they grow up, though.
Oh, yeah, Taurus would be. Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, I love my Taurus.
Yeah. They're wonderful. My dad was a Taurus, and I adore Taurus. I just adore them. I do. But we could look at Jan's natal chart for you want to?
That
Yeah.
is up to y'all.
Now, just for people that want to know what a natal chart is, a natal chart is what the sky was doing at the time Jan was born. So it's like a snapshot, right? Her natal chart will never change. Now, it'll change when she comes back with another life. It'll
Right.
change in another incarnation. But, and that we have something called draconic astrology, which we have a soul chart. Your soul's chart never changes. It is the same chart through lifetime and lifetimes and lifetimes, but her natal chart would change. But that's the only time your natal chart ever changes. It's just a complete snapshot. It freezes.
It's like a trial for your soul.
You picked
If
it.
that makes any sense.
You
Okay,
picked
so you passed this level. Now we're going to raise you to this level. And then
Yeah.
you pass this one. Now you're going to try this one out. How about this combo?
I did a chart, and oh my God, we have what we call aspects in a chart are when the planets are talking to one another. A square is a 90-degree angle on a chart, and it's everything is a lesson in astrology. So a square means I have to learn the art of compromise, because neither side is going to give in. So my lesson is going to be figure it out, and I have to learn how to compromise between the two energies. She had nothing but squares. And she's like, why do I have all these squares? And I'm like, you picked it. I don't know. Ask your higher, you picked it.
I wonder if we don't spin a dial. And then that's when we come back.
Yeah.
Is when our planets align.
Like a game show.
Game of life. The literal game of life, right? Like,
yeah. It's like Wheel of Fortune.
Yep.
It's so funny.
And you have won a Pisces, Sagittarius, Scorpio mix. Waboom.
Libra, you have a Libra moon.
Do I really?
Pisces, Sag, Libra.
That explains a few things.
So basically my moons are Pisces, Sag, and Libra.
Libra. Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
Does it make sense?
Right. No sense.
Why I don't get along with some people. Yeah.
Well, a moon rules your emotions. Moon is how you handle things, your emotions, how you react. So a Libra temperament in emotions is it's a lot of people pleasing. It's kind of a lot of when the balance card is upset, you're upset. So you almost you're always the peacemaker. But if a Libra, they get pushed, and it's nuclear. It's ugly. The emotions can be ugly, and your Mars is in Aries. So, and Aries, and I'll tell you about this when we look at your chart. Aries and Libra are opposites. So they're in opposition to one another, where Aries is impulsive and it's about the person, the individual. Libra is about partnerships and groups, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Is that more like your emotions? Because a Scorpio moon would make you very intense.
Yep.
Right.
Emotionally. A Libra moon is very sweet, very balanced. It's peaceful. It hates conflict at all levels. Can't stand it if people are fighting, and gets upset when you think people are mad at you.
Oh, very much so.
So that's a Libra moon.
Yeah.
A Scorpio wouldn't care. They're like, well, they deserved it.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm that way to a point, but when it comes down to my family, I'm the mom. I'm the one that knows everybody. I know how to talk to them. I know how to calm them. But when I'm pushed because people come to me for advice. So here I'll give them the advice. But when I'm pushed and you don't listen, I become nuclear.
But it takes a while, doesn't it?
It does.
It takes a lot.
I have the patience of a saint.
Well, your son, can you pull up her chart, Keith? And I'll show her. Your son, you know why you're everybody's mom? Okay, we'll look at what we call the big three, and then we'll go to the next chart. Your son, which is Pisces, see it? Is in the fourth house. That's of your home. That's your ancestors, your home, your roots. So being everybody's mother, Sun in Pisces would be everybody's mother. Right?
Yeah, very much so.
right? So your rising sign, now your rising is what your personality is, what other people see. So they see Jan as it's a rising Sag, which is fun loving, sometimes says things that kind of roll off of her tongue a little bit,
Good.
uh, social, fun, usually the life of the party. That's a Sag, right? And
Mhm.
then the moon is how you handle things emotionally. That's in the 11th house of social groups, dreams, hopes. Friendships are very, very important.
Mhm.
They're very key. The Sag in your rising sign, that's just the fun. Everybody wants the Sagittarius around them because they're fun. They're the partiers. They're the ones that they're a fire sign, but they're the fun. They're fun.
Yeah.
So you've got that combination, and when you've got a combination of a Sag and a Libra, it's fun, fun, fun. It's a lot of fun.
And
And
I
then-
think that's also what makes me a good mom. As stupid as that sounds.
Well, you would be the cool mom. You would be everybody loves you, likes that mom. Everybody would love a Sag rising mom.
I
They
hope
would
my
just-
son's listening.
They would love it because you talk to them, and Sagittariuses are fun. They're just fun. Right?
And look who shows up, the Sag.
Yeah, but but see where all your placements are very important. There are 12 houses in a natal chart, in a zodiac wheel. Each house is an area of your life.
Mm-hmm.
So your first house is your rising sign or your ascendant. That's yourself. That's your personality. It's also your physical body. Then you've got your second house, which is money. Your third house is neighborhood. It's communications. It's how you listen. It's siblings, right? That's the third house. Fourth house is your home and your ancestors and your roots. And then your fifth house is your house of creativity. It's the house of sports. It's the house of pleasure, fun, love affairs, and children are in that house. Okay. How many children do you have?
Altogether 13.
Seriously?
Joni's face just went.
No, but look what's in your house of children. Venus and Mars, and they're conjunct, they're together. See the fifth house in Aries, right? See
Yes.
number 5. Go
Mhm.
to the next slide, Keith. I show it better. Okay, see the fifth house
Yes.
where I highlighted it in yellow, the fifth house?
Yes.
That's Mars and Venus. That's why I asked how many kids you have, because that's like, well, that's the kids. Look at that.
And there was a lot more that I raised along the line and everything else. And yeah, I mean, altogether, I think the kids counted up to like 26 kids came in and out of my house. And
Yeah. It's crazy.
so, yeah,
She is
and
great.
99% of them were boys.
Yeah. Mars and Venus.
Boys were just hard to handle.
Yeah, they are.
Yes.
So
I
then,
was a boy mom.
that's so funny. Yeah, it's right. It's showing up. The sixth house is your house of work. It's also your house of health. Okay. Seventh house is marriage, partnerships, relationships. Eighth house is your house of transformation, other people's money, partnerships, partners' money. It can also be the house of death, transformation, death, same thing,
Yep.
right? So your ninth house is travel. It's long distance travel. It's your higher learning, your higher mind,
Okay.
religion. And your 10th house is your house of career. 11th house is hopes and dreams, friends, social circles. 12th house is the house of karma. It's what is hidden. What is hidden. And it can also be like a lot of it's karma, spirituality. Also, like psychic markers, which are 8th house, 12th house, 4th house. But your real clairvoyant and spiritual houses are 12th and 8th. It can also be 4 because that's where your ancestors are in your 4th house. So that's kind of going around the wheel. So if you look inside of your wheel, every single planet is parked somewhere at the time of your birth. And all the bright yellow ones, we call those personal planets. Those are the planets that move very, very quickly and affect you more on a personal level.
Okay.
As opposed to what we call the outer planets. The outer planets are in the darker green, which are Pluto, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Jupiter. They move slower. So they're more of a generational type of, now, trust, they do pack a punch, but day-to-day living, the personal planets are going to affect you a lot. Your longer transits and stuff are with the darker green.
Okay.
And then your north and south node are in the pink. The north node is your soul contract. Up in the, this is really interesting. Your north node is at 0 degrees. Now, what is 0? See, and there's a degree from 0 to 29 in each little piece of that pie in each house. Your north node and south node is at, this is odd. It's not odd. It's pretty cool. North node, what you came down here to accomplish in your soul contract is north node in Cancer, right? What is Cancer? To learn. So your spiritual path or your path in this lifetime is to learn to nurture and to nurture people for safety. It's roots, it's home, it's family. And also in the 8th house, north node in Cancer would be to develop clairvoyance and spirituality. And that's what you came here to do. It's pretty easy stuff.
Makes sense.
But your south node, right? Your south node is past lives. What you came here to kind of ditch and get rid of because you've mastered this. So you came here, and the south node is almost like a security blanket because you've done it so many times in the past. You've got to learn to release it. So if you're ever like thinking, oh, I got to get rid of this, I got to release this somehow, and I don't know why, it's because of the south node tugging. But it's in the 2nd house of money and Capricorn, which tells me in a lot of past lives, you were extremely wealthy from working very, very hard because that's what Capricorn does. Capricorn works and works. That's all they do is work. So it's like, no, we got to kind of get rid of that and move it more towards the home and the nurturing and loving and spirituality.
That's and I gave up money. A lot
Did
of
you?
a lot of money, and it's kind of hitting me. And I gave it up because I chose my family over bad morals of the person that I'm related to. And I walked away. And I walked away from the family money, and I said, I don't care. I really don't. I just want to be home with my kids. I want my grandchildren. I want my significant other, and I don't need you guys. And I haven't talked to them in 6 years.
Well, that was your was it relatives?
Yes.
because your father would be in the fourth. Your thoughts. This is an argument with a lot of astrologers that the mother is in the fourth house and the father's in the 10th house. Some flip that. Your mother is always the moon, and your father would be the sun. So that would put your dad in the fourth house.
Well, it's my mom that's in the fourth house. I don't know my dad.
Did dad have money? Do you know? Has your mom ever told you?
I don't know anything.
Maybe you should try. Can you find out if you want? No. Well, mom's up in the 11th house. So, but you were following your north node, which when you made that decision, did opportunities start to open up for you and things got better?
Yeah. And it's not even like doors of opportunity. At the point that I was willing to give everything up, I believe God said, okay, this is time. Now you can come home. And I came home, and I actually moved home, and I have a wonderful relationship now. I have opportunities to travel. I have opportunities for my children that are very different, and for the grandchildren. I mean, I've definitely moved ahead in every aspect of my life in the betterment department when God put Jesse by my side. And
Great.
It is. And it was a lot of relief. So the doors opening, I feel like it was releasing everything and letting everything out and letting everything go. Not hoarding it anymore, not pretending to be somebody I wasn't anymore to please this other person, my mother. I'll just say my mother. And I just basically said, this is me. And if you don't like me, I'm okay with that. And you can do whatever you want. I love you where you're at. And I left my husband at the time with her. And I just said, you two deserve each other. And I walked away.
Well, that was your south node. And so when you follow, usually what happens to people when they start, because their soul is actually pulling them towards the north node to learn. A lot of people don't do that in a lifetime. And they have to come back and repeat and repeat. So at least you found it, acknowledged it, and did it. Because when you start to hit that north node and start in that path, everything just kind of it kind of finds its way.
It's
destiny.
And it's that like that really, that right there, that little bit of information is very healing. It's okay, you did do the right thing. And I know I did the right thing. I've never questioned myself. Did I do the right thing? And no, but it's one of those that here's your sign that you did what you were supposed to do. Because I walked away from it when I was 15. And I stayed away until my son passed away and I moved back. And I had no choice but to move back. And it was, I lost everything. And I'm okay with that.
Well, you know what? It's there because it's at what we call the 0 degree, the creator degree. So it was this, when I would look at a 0 creator degree, it's basically starting from the beginning. This was a new beginning and a new start. It's a fact. Just is. Yeah.
Right. I tried so hard to break the generational curse and I was okay with that. I'm okay with being the one that carries the hurt.
You've done well.
Well, it's your north node. So it was what your soul came here to accomplish. So you listened to your higher consciousness and you did what your soul is telling you. So I don't know if it's a curse, but it's what you elected to do. And the things that you had to take care of, you're doing it. You did it. And pat yourself on the back for that, because a lot of people never find their north node path. Mm-hmm. They don't find it. So really pat yourself on the back for at least tapping into your subconscious and knowing that little voice was right. You were right. It's all in your chart. It's all there.
Good and faithful servant. I just
Yeah,
heard.
Yeah,
Yes.
you did
Good
it.
and faithful servant is what I just heard.
And, you know, especially at that 0 degrees, it's wonderful. I think it's great. And the south node in the second house is walking away from the money, leaving go of them. And a lot of the second house is what you value, what is important to you. And a lot of people think it's money when that's up to them. But you did it. I'm proud of you. Like I said, a lot of people don't do it. Let me see what's hitting your north node. Okay, your north node is trining your sun. Well, I'll get to that in a second. Okay, so that's I forget where we were. Okay, that's your north node. So that's your personal planets, your outer planets, and your north and south node. That's kind of the basic makeup of an astrology chart, right? Now, where there's a planet in a particular house, that's where the energy goes. But just because there's no planet in a particular house, you still have a ruler. There's still a sun. Like, for example, look at your 9th house. That's your higher mind. Leo is ruling that house. So it still has importance, even though there's not a planet in there. So that's kind of like just the basic makeup of an astrology chart. And then you break it down, and we'll look at like your personal planets. Your Mercury, which is how you communicate, how you speak to people, how you listen, is in the 3rd house. And that's in Aquarius. That is a freedom thinker, somebody that does not like the rules. I will say and this is kind of how you come across when you speak to people, is your Mercury sign, communication. It's like, I don't like the rules. Everybody's equal. I don't like bosses. I don't like people in charge, and everybody is equal. And Aquarius is the humanitarian. So so things that happen around the world, you talk about it because it bothers you. It bothers Aquarius. So that's your Aquarian free thinking, always futuristic thinking. That's your communication, right? So then we look at Venus. Venus is how you love, what you value. It's the female energy. That's in Aries. That is a very bold way to love. So it's like, it's very direct when they're in love. Sometimes they jump into love too quickly because Aries is very impulsive. So it's like when you fall in love, it's like immediate and it's too quick, right? And it can be very impulsive. And guess who's planet right next to that is Mars in Aries. This is a dynamic combination in your chart in the 5th house. This is like when I fall in love with somebody, I give everything I've got, full blown in. However, when you were born, the moon was talking to you and it was opposing Mars and Venus, which says we got to learn balance, because when you have like a square is the art of compromise. An opposition, you learn how to balance. So it's like, wait a minute, to keep my own peace and my emotions strong, I can't just jump into this. I got to slow down, because Aries is very direct, very open. It's like you wouldn't hesitate to say, I love you to somebody, because they're very open, right? So that's that portion of your chart. That's the personal planets. Now, those affect you because when there are what we call transits that go, or the planets in real time move around your chart, right? That combination of Mars and Venus can get hit quick. Like when you have two, or we call them conjunct because they're together. So like when Saturn comes in to square that portion of your chart, it's squaring two planets. It's not squaring one.
When
It's
square.
transiting two. So it's like, wow, I'm getting double whammied, you know? So you just be
Nice.
mindful of that. Does that sound like you?
Yeah,
Can you-
I think that's the other
Sound like
lesson I
you?
learned is I took my time with Jesse. It wasn't just immediate.
Oh, is that who you're with now?
Yeah. Yes,
Good.
it is.
That was probably a first, wasn't it?
Well, my first marriage, I was 16 and knew him for 4 months, and we lasted 10 years.
Well,
So I mean, I think that's pretty good.
I
And
think it's
he's
great.
still my best friend.
I think it's great.
And I like the guy. He's Ottersburg approved, so that says a lot.
That's good.
Same.
What's his sign?
He's a Taurus.
Oh God, the rock. He's a freaking rock. They're rocks. They're freaking rocks.
And I need it. He's my favorite rock. I'm a Pisces.
I mean, they're rocks. They're
Gotta
rock
swim around
steady.
something.
God, I love them. They're just so steady and strong and great providers. And
Mhm.
I mean,
And patient. At least with me.
yeah, that's so funny. What a combination. But that's your personal stuff. Now, when you look at the what else? Now, looking at the bot. Now, okay. What we'll look at is like, see the little graph down where I put some of the highlighting things. Those are the planets that we're talking when you were born. So, for example, Jupiter is squaring. Oh, my bad. Like if we look at Jupiter, which is planet, you know, I wanted to say this about your chart too. Jupiter is directly on your ascendant. That's abundance, blessing. That's a great placement in a natal chart, and it actually can mean the person can be very lucky at things like when you need luck. Does that make
When I
sense?
pray. Yeah, no, I'm a prayer, so I pray and I pray and I pray and I pray, and I always laugh and tell everybody that God will listen to a woman before he'll listen to a man because we nag.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, God's
No
like, no,
comment.
that's how you know God's a man.
No comment.
That's wonderful. I mean, you've got some really good aspects in your chart. So how they talk to each other when you were born gives you a lot of how you are personally. And then what you do is you'll look more into your chart as to what your oppositions are. Where do I need to have balance in my life? Right? So like Venus opposing the moon, especially in Aries, is watch being impulsive. Step back a little bit sometimes when it comes to love and romance, right? And then if you have squares, it's lessons. When you have trines or triangles, which are 120 degrees apart from one another, those are things that come very easy to you. So, okay, so you've got Uranus trine Venus. That's so see, there are certain things in your chart that you go through and you learn your chart for different lessons, right? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Does that make sense to you guys? Now, if you look over, and then we'll look at Renee's chart. If you look over to the right, there's a little box, and you can see where I wrote modalities. And then on the left of that, we have what are called elements. Okay, so to get a little bit deeper into your chart, you'll hear people say, "Oh, that's a fire sign," or that they're water signs, or they're earth signs. Those are called elements. Okay. They're characteristics of your sign. So we want that little box to be kind of balanced, right? So you've got six signs in fire, right? So you're all technically, you're all fire. Okay.
I'm a redhead.
Yeah, yeah. You're all fire. You're fire. The Pisces gets a little washed out because of this fire, right? I love fire signs. They move. They get things done. Air signs, you have three.
Yeah, I was
Three air
saying,
signs.
and Earth, I have 4, and then in water, yeah,
Water, you have 3.
3.
Earth, I'm gonna count none. I'm not gonna count any. I mean, we've got Black Moon Lilith, which Chiron is an asteroid, so and then we've got your midheaven. So that midheaven's good. The midheaven in Earth is really nice, and that's in Virgo. So that would be very what the public sees you organized. I mean that brings in a lot of organization. So that Virgo coming in kind of is very, very nice in your chart as well, because it kind of calms that fire down a tiny bit, a little bit.
If you tell Adrian, who just popped on, that I'm a fire sign, she'll
You're all fire. You're all hell. You're all fire. You're all fire.
and I hate fire.
But that's because you got so much of it.
Okay, so that makes sense. Yeah, I am.
Yeah,
I'm
need
definitely
what you
I'm
lack.
not into fire.
You lack the earth, so a lot of it would be going walking around barefooted.
Mm-hmm.
Plants,
Yes.
just do that. Work in a garden. Go to the park. Do things like that. Because
We just planted 4 garden beds. I have to be in the earth.
yeah, you have to.
I have to be like I need to dig. If it's dead of winter, I need to have plants. I need something. I need my animals.
You have to have it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have it.
A fish tank to help me with my water.
I would get fish tanks or fountains.
Mm-hmm. And I love running water.
But that fire, bonfires, candles, wearing red. You don't need it. You don't need it.
I'll
You
do all
got
that
it
for
all.
you.
She's got fire. She doesn't need it.
I was on the fire department, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't do fires. I am petrified of fires. But
work out in the park or something. But that's kind of how you look at an astrology chart, and then you can dig deeper and look at your aspects and who was talking to who when you were born, and where the planets fall, and just kind of getting it's a roadmap of your life. But it's pretty amazing that stuff came out when you were newborn. So and if you look at it and listen to it as an adult, you're like, gosh, that is me. Oh shit, that's me. So if you read a lot of Pisces stuff, you're going to be like, that doesn't sound like me.
Some of it does, and then other, I don't know if it's my learning curve. I've always tried to, look at everything from other perspectives, and Pisces do that. So I try really hard to, be that equal that you just talked about.
That's your Mercury. Your Mercury is how you learn and how you speak and how your mind works. And that's Aquarius. So they want to look at everything equally.
Mm-hmm.
And Libra wants to look at all sides. So you have that very strong in your natal chart with Libra moon wants to look at all sides before they make a decision. But Sag is saying, let's go.
Yep.
So, it's like a big tug of war. And Pisces is like, no, I need a nap.
Yes, but I can't take a nap.
No.
If I take a nap, I'm going to stay up all night. I can't do that. Yeah.
If you took a nap, you'd feel guilty because you couldn't lay down long enough.
No, if I take a nap, I'm sick.
Yeah, you can't. That's so funny. Does that kind of sound that? So that's like a basic natal chart, going through it pretty quick because Does that sound about right?
Yes.
Keith, does that sound like Jan?
Absolutely.
Does it, Renee?
I second, third, and fourth that. I got cold chills through a lot of it.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, the hair may have been standing up here and there, just saying.
Just
That
a
is-
little bit.
That's so funny. Well, so you and Renee, here's where you guys connect, is the fact that Renee is a Cancer rising, right? And you're a sun in Pisces. So when you have a sun sign and a rising sign, you guys will connect. And it's just kind of, you wonder why you get along with some people and you don't. You just look at stuff like that, why you don't. You're a rising Sag. She's a sun Sag. So there's a lot of personality traits that you guys can see in each other.
Yep.
Yep.
You think?
Scary. Really scary.
So
We sit down and when we talk, we get the same intuition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we get the same energy.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird and it intensifies and it's crazy. So yeah, it's like confirmation.
well, she's got Jupiter in her first house too. That's pretty neat. I'll try to look at similarities. Okay, Keithy, pull up Renee's chart if you don't mind. So does that? Okay, so here's Renee's big three, right?
Purple.
So
Look,
she's
it's purple, and it's like my favorite color.
gosh. So she's got her sun is in Sagittarius, barely. I mean, it's there, but it's pretty close. It's close to Capricorn.
Cusper.
It's close, right? And then we've got she's a Cancer rising, which is her personality, which is what people see: nurturing, protective, intuitive. Cancer risings are intuitive. That's what people see. Very nurturing. A nurturer.
Welcome.
Everybody wants to take care of everybody, right?
Yeah, to a fault.
Yeah.
To a fault.
You think?
Well, anytime you have Jupiter, see the pink or orange Jupiter is up in that first house. That expands it. So that can expand it even more. It's like you don't have to bring home or feel bad for every homeless person you see and want to hug them. And you can't, it's hard.
Yep.
Because that's just there. That also would enhance intuition too. That Jupiter's great. So that's her first house. And now, but take a look at this. Her sun sign is in her sixth house of day-to-day work. And that's great for a sun. That's good career, good working. Sixth house is to others, service to others, and that kind of an industry. So you basically, your job is a service to other people. That could be nurses. That could be in that kind of a
Teacher.
yeah. Oh, absolutely, a teacher. Nurses. See, so that's in that house. Then we look up at her moon, right? That's in, let me see. Her moon is up in the 10th house in Aries. So there's another connection between you and Renee because of that strong Aries. Jan's got strong Aries with Venus and Mars, and Renee's moon is in Aries, right? But it's attached to her south node. Isn't that interesting? So can you pull up the next chart, Keith, please? And because I did another one of you, Renee.
Okay.
Like Jan's, okay? So her personal planets, let me see if I can find it. Her personal planets are, you guys ready? So we got the sun, we got the moon. Those are luminaries, but her personal planet is Mercury in the 7th in Capricorn in yellow. That's somebody that's very to the point, straightforward, to the point. This is how it is, and it's no bullshit. And I don't like rambling. But sometimes a Capricorn and they have a very dry humor that people might not really understand. And you're like, I'm kidding. Stop. And you don't get that you're kidding.
She's nailing you, girl.
Do what?
I told her she's nailing you.
Yep.
Is that true? Okay, so that's Mercury in Cancer. But you know what? That would be a great teacher because you would be nurturing enough with that Cancer rising. But you know what? That Capricorn, you just have a tone in your voice that the kids know, uh-oh, we're in trouble. We better sit freaking still.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that tone.
Yes, there's a tone with the
I'm
Capricorn.
not saying what I did to hear the tone, but I've heard the tone.
I've heard the tone.
That's a Capricorn tone.
and that's what Abilena calls her grenade.
Yes.
It's not Renee, it's grenade.
Grenade.
Don't make me pull the pin. Don't make me throw the pin because I'm going to throw the grenade right at you and tell you.
So funny. Where's your Mars at? Well, look. Okay, so let's look at what would cause the pin. Oh, well, no wonder. So Mars, that is your drive. That's your energy. That would be your temper. That's in Leo. So that's very strong. And it can be kind of, and it can be dramatic too. So when she argues, it's going to be drama. I mean, it's not going to be not drama the way we know it.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be, the expressions are going to be very dramatic.
The crown gets passed.
There's what?
Oh,
The crown gets passed.
Like, really? Because also too, it's because I'm not one of those to sugarcoat it. So if you're an asshole, I'm gonna say you're being an asshole.
Yeah,
like I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna say, hey, like that's like maybe you should change that, or maybe you should do it differently. Like, no, that's just totally wrong. Period. You need to be this way.
You know, that's one thing I love about both of these two, is they will call me on my bullshit when I don't see my bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's great friends. You know, that's an honest, true friend. That's how you know you have true friends.
Yep.
Because they do it out of love. They're not doing it out of jealousy or meanness.
Right.
But you know, they're doing it. But you know, you're going up against some Aries temperaments here and Leo temperaments with women, and you can't win. And Renee is all fire too. So they're both all fire.
Yeah.
Well, I'm water double fire, so I just sit here and steam.
Wait, I gotta say it. So you're always moist.
I'm pleading the fifth.
That's
pleading the
Scorpio. I've always said this, and he knows I've always said it. I'm like, oh God, quit being a Scorpio. You people would hump air if you could.
Oh, a stiff breeze blows across there's closed zipper, and it's like, oh, what was that? Hey,
hang on. You can hump the air.
Now you gave him an idea.
You're not
Scorpios.
Now we're encouraging this.
See, Scorpios will do it. They would. I'm teasing.
I'll make a video of it, and somebody asked me in the background, "What are you doing?"
Humping air.
Nothing.
I'm humping air.
Chihuahua.
Just say I'm being a typical Scorpio. They're funny. I love Scorpios.
See, but I'm not a typical Scorpio. I used to be a typical Scorpio, but in certain aspects, I am a typical Scorpio still.
Yeah, you are.
But I've made leaps and bounds from who I used to be. I'm proud of that. And both of these two assisted me in that process and that growth. And I appreciate that.
Scorpios are very spiritual. I mean, they're the most loyal people you can find on this planet. They're your most loyal friend. One of the very few people that will take a bullet for you. If they see somebody getting ready to shoot you, they'll jump in front of it. That's a Scorpio.
I will fight a bear. It might be a
Yeah.
teddy bear, but I will fight a bear.
Yeah. They do it. They're wonderful. Okay,
Ladies,
so that's
we're
her
going to
first-
build a bear. We're going to build a bear. I will fight a bear for you.
Build a bear. Okay, so her Venus, how she loves, is in Sagittarius. So so when she's in love, that's where she shows her love and affection and to take on the Sag characteristics, which is a lot of fun. She's happy when she's in love.
Yep.
So that's her personals, right? So let's take a look. Now, here's a North Node, which is very, very interesting because 2 eclipses ago, Renee, which would have been 18 months, about going on 3 years ago, all the eclipses were hitting on your South and North Node. So it would have been about 3 years ago is when all hell could break loose with eclipses. And I'm not saying in a bad way, but when the eclipses hit those North and South nodes, it's a wake-up call. Something you can have Earth events happen in your life.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So your North Node, which is your soul contract, what you came here to do, is in Libra in the 4th house. So Libra comes in and says, we're going to be all about relationships, balance, peace, and it's going to be my relationships. And it's not just with a couple. It's also a relationship with people. It was learning to be around people, enjoying it, being social. So the South Node was up, and this is in a home, basically with the home and family and ancestors, roots, right?
Yep. Well, I found my mother's, all her brothers and sisters.
Well, that's your North Node. So you were going to your North Node, which is your destiny, which would have been ancestors would be huge with the North Node, right? Yep. You know what's funny about that? Pluto is in that house too. So
can I go get my bubble wrap suit?
Pluto brings up a lot of dredge. Now, remember when Jan said ancestral curses? I don't really call it curses, but ancestral issues.
Yep.
That right there. See where that is in her chart, where she's got the North Node and Pluto is sitting right next to her North Node. That could be if you found some ancestral stuff that you decided on this incarnation that you were going to take care of it. You are going to carry either the burdens of the ancestral thing or the buck is going to stop here with me and I will handle it.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
That's your North Node. That's what you came here to do. And up in the 10th house with Aries was up there. Nope, my career is more important. My job, this is what's important to me. It's me, and I'm impulsive, and I'm going to fight for everything for the career and the North. And that's something that you do very, very easily. Remember that the South Node are things that you do easily.
Yep.
You've mastered this. You mastered how to have a career and be successful and be the boss and be the lead. But in this life, you came in to say, no, I'm going to handle the family things. I'm going to handle the ancestral things. And my home is going to be my castle. And that's where my peace is going to be within the home. Yep. So all of your ancestral work is in your chart.
It's amazing.
Isn't that cool?
It is cool. It is amazing.
That is so cool. I love North and South Node. To me, And the moon was up there on that. The moon is your intuition, right? The moon is opposing your north node. It's conjunct your south node. So that could be a lot of intuition too.
Well, I had a lot of intuition going into it of things that, because my mother didn't have the answers, but I said something doesn't feel right about this, and I said I really think it's, this person, and she goes, no, she goes, my mother would have never married that guy. He's an Alcatraz. Like, she goes, no, Leon Thompson is such like a, like Bob Smith. And I went, no, Mom, like something, and is eating me. And we went to the house, and my mother has my great grandfather's desk. And I pulled out and I said, I got to go to the desk. And I've never seen this desk. 48 years old, never seen this desk in this house until that day. Went, pulled open the desk, went to the drawer, and just opened it up and pulled out a picture and slapped my mother and went, I told you I was right. And it was Leon Whitey Thompson. It was the guy that I was looking at and going, it's got to be this dude. This has got to be, this is her first marriage. Like, this is like everything. And everything went in line after I did that. It was so amazing and so weird at the same time. Like, I just kept following.
You knew it. But you knew it. And see, that south node is right up with the moon, saying that in past lives, the intuition was very, very strong. And you pulled on that south node to get to your north node. So you and Jam both have done that. That's leaps and bounds. That's unusual. A lot of times people are like, really? I'm supposed to be doing that? And sometimes it's not these big, like you think, well, my soul came down here to do that, to do this. But when you start to follow your north node, you know it, and your soul, you're content. There's a peace. There's a peace in your soul because you're being led to where your higher consciousness told you or where you're planned to go. And I think that's wonderful. I think that's really neat.
It's kind of like on this journey of it. And then I found things about my grandfather that were never told to my mother about her dad. And I found pieces and half brothers that I don't like that he knew of, but I found in his papers that he knew of, but never spoke of, and pictures. So like I was finding all this, unlocking all this truth. And in the process of it, I said to my mother, it's like I've taken on, they're not at peace because the pieces for them aren't in place. So it's like I am the one that's the intercessor. So I'm fixing their wrong so that they can rest. And in the process, me doing their work, I get my work done.
Mm-hmm. And you knew it. So, and that's your north node.
Yeah.
Is your destiny.
And as you help to heal them, it helps to heal you.
Yep, sure did.
That was the path you chose. And a lot of people don't know that. They don't recognize it. A lot of people, Renee, would have gone and done nothing but had a high-powered boss career because that was their south node, and that's where the comfort zone is. Like being the CEO of a company, it's in the 10th house. In Aries, which is the boss usually, and a south node means you've done it so many times, it comes very easy to you. You could run a major corporation because it comes very easily. You've done it before, but instead you listen.
I've walked away from big things, just like Jan. I've walked away from, I went to college for communications. I walked away from a very big, hefty contract with someone.
Yep.
That I could have set up my family moving forward and my grandkids, my great grandkids. And I walked away from that because I was like, I'm done with this. Like, I really don't I can do it, and I know I could do it, and I could have the money and be happy. But I don't think I'd be really truly happy.
Right.
So
Something
I
wasn't.
kind of said no.
But see, you wouldn't be truly happy because you're not following your destined path. And
Right.
what you did is you followed it, and that brings a lot of peace. So I'll bet when you were on this journey with all of the ancestral stuff, I mean, before you did that, you have to be so much more at peace now that you found it and you know.
I'm so much at peace because I gave my mother the answers that she didn't get to have, and in that process of this coming to fruition. And I mean, I still find out things every now and then. You know, something will come up and be like, oh well, this person and that person and this person, but my mother and I had a very fractured childhood. She had me young. Her mother died when she was 5, so she didn't have mom. And we never really had the relationship. So it's like grandma said, this is what I need you to go do this to heal her because I think I did this wrong. And this is what hurt her. But if you heal me, you're healing her and you're healing yourself. Right. Because we were all together at one point when she was pregnant with my mother. We were all there together. So she wanted us back into that the fold kind of stuff.
Now, see, if you look at your natal chart, look in the 6th house, you've got Neptune, which is your intuition.
Mm-hmm.
And it is what we call a sextile, which is 60 degrees. And that's like one of the most favorable aspects in your chart. Your Neptune placement is sextiling Pluto and your North Node. So there's your intuition right there too. Yep. So you got intuition coming in from a lot of different aspects in your chart.
Yep.
My whole life and it's just not that, but with anything, it's like, oh, when I was little, the phone's going to ring and it's going to be, Aunt Jean. And 10 minutes later, there's Aunt Jean on the phone.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of that in my life. And then a lot of, I would say things and then people were like, oh, that's, shh, don't say nothing. Don't talk about it. Don't show it. Like my grandfather would say, shh, because that's like when I found out that, his family came out of the Black Forest in Germany, I went, oh, now I know why he said his mother was crazy and his grandmother was crazy. Because they were gypsies.
It's okay. Now look at this in your chart too. Look in the 2nd house. You have Mars.
Yep.
The 6th house, you have Neptune. And up at the top of your chart where the moon is, and it makes a triangle. See that in your chart? It makes a real pretty triangle.
Yep.
That's called a grand trine. It's a fire trine, right? So a grand fire trine is things that come very easily to you. So you've got Neptune, the moon, which would be 2 very intuitive markers. And the Mars is the energy that pushes that. So it comes extremely. Same way with, and you've got Leo in Mars in the 2nd house. And that's with money things too. So you would be an excellent money. You're good with money. But Leo rules that. So you still like nice things, though.
Yes. I will splurge on myself once and now and then. I feel guilty about it, but I will.
Yeah.
I will splurge. You have to be happy. I've learned over a year, try to like nickel and dime and penny it. And it's like, no, you know what? I'd rather pay the extra $20 because it's good quality and then I'll have it for a while.
Yep.
Right. So that's kind of like looking at your chart. And if you like with Jan's chart and with Renee's chart, what's really cool about astrology is it's all freaking there.
Yep.
And it's so accurate that it's actually can be pretty scary at times.
You got the astrology and you got the numbers, and neither one of those two things lie. They are honest. It is right here in front of you. This is what it is.
Yep.
Yeah. And with Sue is such a great numerologist, and she intertwines the astrology with the numbers. Like we're looking at July 18th because it's so. I don't like this because that on Trump's chart, Mars and Uranus were conjunct. Remember, Keith, at his midheaven with Algol. That damn transit, Mars is going to be conjunct his Uranus on 4th of July. So that damn transit is back on 4th of July. And I got to keep looking at his chart. So Sue is looking at the numbers on that day too. So we're working on that right now. It's like, Sue, I don't like this.
Well, maybe she needs to look at the number 250 because that's our 250th year birthday anniversary,
We are.
of our independence.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put Trump's chart up with the 250 chart too and see where that goes. Now, Uranus Mars together can be great. It can be a great transit. It pushes you for what you believe in and your strength. So, and it's in the 11th house, which would be Congress. So, is there going to be a big blow up with Congress? I don't know. Who knows?
Hey, Joni, just popped in my head. I wasn't thinking about it, and here it is. I got to get it out. Maybe you should look up the chart of when, the exact time of when the Declaration of Independence was signed.
515.
5:15, yeah.
That might give you, that day, that time, that might give you an indication of what's coming up. I don't know. I heard it.
That would actually be cool to see.
That's
when
that's called the Sibley chart, and that makes the United States.
Mhm.
It's a Cancer. The whole chart is a Cancer chart. But that's the 515 chart on July 4th.
and compare it to this one. I'd like
Yeah.
to see where it aligns.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
year,
yeah.
that year versus this year.
I will. I want to look at it, but I want to make sure and look at it right because I don't like to be alarmed because I remember when I looked at that one from Butler, I even told you the week ahead of that. I said, I don't like this chart with him with this damn Algol.
Right.
But then when I studied Algol, like any star, if the person is walking with integrity,
Algol protects.
the biggest protector out there is Algol, Medusa. And, turned his head at the last minute. So I'm going to look again. But see, July 18th is really that day that we have. And I looked at there was a UFO picture of a 5-pointed star. There's a UFO that they released.
Yes.
And we have, check it out, on July 18th, a 5-pointed star up in the heavens hitting the skies on July 18th. And it's a 5-pointed star. And Rick Levine said he has gone back through all AI, all the computer modules. It has never happened in the history of mankind before. Nothing. He can't find it. And it comes in with a Libra moon and a Jupiter. And that's very lucky. It's very beneficial. And I thought, look at that damn UFO it's going to be, they call it a pentacle or a grand sextile or a pentagram.
Pentagram.
It's a pentagram.
And everybody freaks out when you say pentagram.
It's the Star of David.
It's all depending on the intent you put into whatever you are using it for.
Mhm.
The Star of David is that Solomon's seal, Solomon's star? Star of David has 6 points, right? Yeah, because it's 2 triangles put together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So the pentagram, it's 5 points.
And it's the elements.
It's crazy.
Triangle becomes a what? Keith,
Well, it's
triangle
it's called
becomes a square, and a square becomes a circle.
so see the opposite. There's going to be an opposition with Jupiter in that Jupiter and Pluto in opposition, and then the moon comes in for one point, and then we've got Uranus and Saturn on the other point with Neptune. It's historic. So that's July 18th, but it'll be this is going to start around July 4th. So that's it's going to be really impressive. I'm going to keep working on it. But that's that's your natal chart kind of in a nutshell. Did that make sense, you guys? Is it easier to kind of look at them?
Yeah.
Well, now I now I understand a lot.
Yeah.
Well, not understand, but everything, like I said, it's been confirmed.
Do you have any questions for Joni?
Yeah.
Can I get the chart?
Oh yeah.
I
I did Renee a really cool black one, and I'll make you a black one too. Oh, shit, it's on the floor. It's really pretty. It's black, but it's got like neon green and neon blue and neon pink in it. I'll print one of those.
That'd be cool.
That'll be kind of cool to have. So I'll email them to Keith.
Yeah, I'll send them to you.
Yeah, I and then I can't wait for you to do my granddaughters, because this is crazy.
They're little star seeds.
Y'all
I
ought to
can't
see my
wait.
chart.
They're little something. I don't know what they're going to be, but they're going to be something else.
The new generation.
I don't know what they are.
Literally, the new
My
generation.
chart's crazy enough that Joni usually has it like right over here when she's doing her videos. Oh yeah, here you are, Keith.
Just
got
because,
that damn Scorpio stellium. You
Yeah.
and Greg have Scorpio stelliums.
I got Scorpio all over the place. It's in Venus, stellium,
Yeah,
my sun.
Yeah, you're all Scorpio.
just
Scorpio.
because I like to look things up, and you gave a date, so I went to the house calendar for that week. Doesn't tell me what's going on, but the house is in session that week, 4 out of the 5 days. The 18th, which is a Saturday, but that Friday, it's just district work. So the house isn't going to be operational on Friday.
Okay.
Well, it could be a little bit beforehand. It could be afterwards too. I wonder what's going to happen.
I don't know, because I want to
Something
see
might happen to cause it.
Now, Jupiter can be legal issues as well.
Yep, and it's the same, and then the following week it's the same thing. Monday through Thursday, the house will be in session, but Friday it's just district, so just DC is going to be operational.
Wow. We're going to have to keep an eye on it. I'll work on it until then.
Real quick, Denise brought up a good point. I missed it earlier. Sorry. But the crop circles, David Wilcock, he did a video series on crop circles, and one of the crop circles that was made was that star that we've been talking about. It was embedded with some other things, but it was in there. So I really think we need to pay attention to that area that's coming up. I don't know what it's going to bring up, but I think it's going to bring something up.
Really?
Yes. Thank you for that reminder, Denise.
That's weird.
I wonder if we can find the date that it was made.
Probably. I could go back through his videos, but his videos are 4 to 5 hours long, and he did one every Sunday.
Ask
So I don't know
AI. Do you know where it was at?
No, I don't. I went to Google.
I wonder if it's an old one. If it's old, is it ancient, do you think? The crop circle? They're old, aren't they?
God, he's done so many videos on crop circles.
That's weird.
And it's not pinpointing.
That's very weird. So it's going to be around July. The whole month of July is crazy. It's nuts. After July, I'll be like, fine. I'll be good to go. I mean, it's just.
I mean, if anything, because how I've been thinking and listening to higher self and other people, I've always had, because of this being the 250, and he's got so many projects going on, like he's painting the mirror, you know, I mean, he drained the, oh my God, the
Reflection pond.
Right. So, and he's cleaned that up and he's fixed it and he's painted it. They didn't want him going out to that to even go look at the progress of it. And then they finally last week went with what I mean above and beyond security for him to just go take everybody's hand, because you know, he's done that. He's got so many of these things on his checklist that he wants to improve because of the birthday. I've just always said he's going to be out and about. I don't want to say nothing, but like, that's what scares me, is because he's going to be out and about, because it's such a big thing. And for him, he loves our country so much and wants the best, and, you know, fix all these repairs. The fountain that he fixed, that they said that they couldn't figure out what it was, and he brought the Teamsters, the pipe fitters in, and they fixed it in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice.
You know what I mean? And he's done that. He's done this, and it's like, it's to make things, repair them so that they're better, and have pride. That's what my thing is like, oh my God, would somebody try?
He did all that
on that day.
He did all that to the reflection pond.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's between the memorial and Lincoln. And what does somebody do that doesn't like him? Goes and puts graffiti on. People, he is trying to better things for us to enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
He is proud of our country.
Yeah.
Let's practice a pause and step back before we react. Before we react, step back and think about what you are going to do or going to say,
right?
And what that's going to do, because that's going to cost the taxpayer more money to repair. You know, you're mad at him because he spent money to repair something that was built for us to enjoy, but then you go and deface it. That's going to cost us more money.
I think that's terrible.
His own money.
Did that. I think that's awful.
Yeah, it's
his own money.
Terrible. Terrible. Somebody,
you know, and him cleaning up the reflection pond. I've gone, because I had family that lived in DC. That was such a cesspool.
Yeah.
Because you've got, you know, people just throw garbage into it, and then there's the geese and everything else that goes around, and people would, I would see things, people would pee in it, people would do other things, and it was a cesspool. It was a germ breeding ground. Yeah. So for him to drain it, scrub it, paint it blue so it actually can reflect better, and fix it so that it will be healthy. Come on. And then that fountain, you know.
Here's the thing about the name, Reflection Pond. Mm-hmm. It is there for you to stare at and reflect, see yourself, so that you can learn about yourself and become a better person. Yeah. Reflection Pond. That's why
some idiot goes and messed it up.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Well, I hope there's cameras, and I hope they find who did it. I hope they charge them.
Sure.
I think they did. I'm not sure.
Good. So, well, I'm sure you guys are going to want to chat, but I'm going to get off of here.
Do it.
Okay.
Thank
you,
Joni.
Thank you.
Oh, you are more than welcome. Thanks for having me. Have a good one, girls. Bye, Keith.
Hey, wait, before you never mind, she already went.
Joni has a show Wednesday night.
7 p.m.
7
Central
p.m.
Time, 8 p.m.
Central
Eastern. Go ahead. Keep going. Keep
Go
going.
ahead. No, go ahead, because now it's gone.
Yeah, that.
She's on the Otter's Den
Yeah.
every other Monday. So
Yes.
when you
Yes.
don't see Renee and I,
Yeah.
it's
And
Joni.
we when she's on the Otter's Den, we cover the astrology of what's happening for the next 2 weeks
Mhm.
and how it relates to the mundane, people, places, the government, and how it affects us. And then I attempt to help people understand how to get through it a little bit easier and a little bit more peacefully.
Yep. But she has a show, missing. She uses astrology on finding missing people, cold cases.
Cold cases.
That's her
Thank you.
niche. Oh, March 8th was posted. Oh, my son's birthday. So so Wednesday night, I usually share that out to our page. So if you are not following her and want to catch it, that's where we can find her on the RNN on Wednesdays nights. So I usually post it so you can find it.
I think our charts were interesting.
Yes.
Very, very reassuring.
Mm-hmm. I think it would be interesting if she does a comparison with all three, or if she can overlap
All three.
and just
That
say,
would be cool.
I mean, because Sag, Cancer, Aries, Scorpio, Sag, Aries, Keith, right? Or did I got it reversed?
I am Scorpio, Aries,
Sag. Yeah.
See, and I'm Pisces, Sag, Libra.
But I have more fire than anything else. So see?
Yeah, it thing. And I have very little Earth.
We're just trailblazers.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why we're blazing our own trail, right? Our new trail. That was my kids' mottos in their school that they went to. My grandson now. Blaze your own trail.
Yeah, we're blazing our own individual trails, and we're also blending trails together.
Yep.
On the Otter's Den.
Yes.
Keith,
Yes.
you find anything interesting about the birth charts?
There's a lot of interesting things about the birth charts. She nailed your ass. She nailed both of you.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. And that actually explains why we all get along so well. If she would have had my birth chart up here, there would have been a lot of similarities that would have been explained as well. Like I said, the astrology, the planets, the numbers, they don't lie.
Yep.
We may not be able to see it the first time we see our birth chart, but as we learn more and we grow more and we shed more of the old to bring more new in, and we learn and we grow, we do our shadow work, it begins to make sense. And that's an amazing thing. It's an amazing feeling when that happens.
Yeah, I have to agree. And then see, I like how in my case, I've always said, like, I'm not reincarnating. I'm done. Like, I've done, not being selfish, not selfless, but selfish, and saying, hey, like, I'm not coming back. Like,
Nope, I'm done.
I'm done. Like,
I'm going home.
To me, that's confirmation from Joni that, look, I don't have to come back unless I choose to.
Right.
If I'm crazy enough to.
I'm going home.
And that's kind of like the last 3 months, like I said that to my mother. I said, I just, in this journey, I never met the woman because I didn't get to, but in the journey, I have met her. And I said, and I've never craved a hug from anybody in my whole life than her.
Isn't that the strangest feeling?
And it's the strangest feeling in the world. It's like, because I see her on a picture and she has presented herself to me in dreams and working and saying, hey, get up. You know, like you asked me a question before you went to sleep. I need you to get up right now. Go get a cup of coffee. It's got to be black coffee, which I don't drink black coffee. And go get black coffee. Go put this song on. Open up your computer and you're going to find the answer. I did that and I found the last sister that I needed to find, that last link.
Yep.
And that's how it was. And I said, and I laughed because the song, it's Running Up That Hill, Stranger Things. And part of it is that quote of the song is, I would switch places. So let you come here. Let me go there. You come here and you in words, take over my body.
Yeah.
And tell me what I need to do. Because at that point, it was me, but it wasn't me. Because I'm like, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing? And it was bang. It was right there.
There it is.
And I about shit myself when it happened. Because I just said, and that, all it was, and there was no ancestry DNA to track down or questions. It was a newspaper article that had a name that I went, who is this? Googled and went, who is that? Found her name to go see that she passed, and a picture comes, her obituary picture came up, and I went, holy crap, it's my mother. And I said, I can't, so like for the pieces together like that, insane at that point.
Oh, I understand that. I've done that.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
I was sitting there and I just turned 30. I said, I'm letting go. I can't do the family drama anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do this. I can't do that. And I went nuclear and I said, I'm done.
Yep.
And I commented on somebody's Facebook page. I made a funny post and somebody liked it. And intuition told me click on that name. And I'm like, why am I going to click on? Okay, I'm just going to click on this name. And then it was, oh, well, she's from Albuquerque, New Mexico. I wonder who her mother is. Click on her family. And it happened to be the day that my Uncle Pat passed away, and that was his wife. And somebody I had been searching for.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing how, like, they just, in the middle of us, like a sleep, like for me, I know it wasn't. It was a scream. It was, go get the coffee pot on. Go make a cup of black coffee right now. Do it. And I was like, yes, ma'am.
Yep.
Yes, ma'am. And I did it.
Yeah, I heard the don't question, just do it.
That right there.
Yep.
There's a couple times I've been, well, more than a couple, sitting at the house on Friday, Saturday night, thinking about going out, going down to the bar, maybe playing a couple games of pool. I'm like, you know what? Nah, there ain't gonna be nobody down there, nobody to play pool with. Just stay home. And I hear go. I don't verbally say no.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to. Go. No. And I'll get a slap on the back of the head. Fine. And I'd go down. I'd be sitting there at the bar having a beer, waiting for somebody to come in and play pool with. Specific example. There's this woman that I don't know. She's probably 10 years younger than I am, standing right next to me. And I just heard blue semi. Tell her that. And I'm like, no, I don't know this person. I'm not just going to blurt out blue semi to this person I don't know. Again, I get hit on the back of the head. Say it. I'm supposed to say something about a blue semi to you. Her dad drove a blue semi. So we had like an hour-long conversation with her dad that night. And it changed that woman's world. She's a physical trainer now. She's an educator now. She has done amazing. I'm not saying that's why she made those decisions, but it may have helped her make those decisions. and knowing, I'm not going to say the information, but some information that I was given to give her, because they were not able to have that conversation, if that makes sense.
Totally makes sense, because there were things that I said to my mom along this journey, and I just would say things and she'd look at me and she'd go, where did you hear that from? And I'd go, and in this process, a non-believer of when you die, there's, you don't come back, you don't talk to people, you don't come visit, like you're just done. It turned a skeptic into, there's no way that you would have known she said that. Or it would be, hey, did she have this necklace? And I totally, I said this necklace and this bracelet, totally described it. Well, guess what I got for a Christmas present?
Hey, welcome.
The exact same thing that I described. My mother found.
Nice.
And that's by my bed. That's my grandmother's jewelry. My mother goes, well, obviously you described it. She's saying that you have to have it. So she goes, not like I would keep it from you, but my mother goes, the last time I saw that, I was maybe like 15 years old. You know what I mean? For her to go find it was like, and then when she found it, she was just like shocked and awed. So in that time,
that's saying something.
And in that time, not saying relationship is the best, but it's a better relationship than what I had.
It's healed, at least somewhat.
And it's, and I mean, and relationships are always, right? There's give and take, and there's good days, there's bad days.
Yeah.
And it's just, you have to find that balance where you can handle being in the same room at each other at the same time.
But the best way to do that is to, when you're having a conversation, to listen, to comprehend, in order to understand how that other person feels.
Yep.
Instead of listening to try to respond.
Yep.
Above and beyond that person to, quote, win an argument that shouldn't be an argument.
Yep. Absolutely.
It happens. I had a hell of a time just getting into the studio tonight. So there's stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
This comment here, what we seek is seeking us.
Yep.
There is someone very specific that I am seeking, and I've seen where she is seeking me as well. When it's time, it's time. We'll meet and we'll be happy. But until that time, I'm here with my cat and my dog and my garden and my work, and that's where I'm at. I'm okay with that. So when you look at the astrology, I mean, it can blow your freaking mind, both on a day-to-day aspect, on a personal aspect. Mm-hmm. I want Joni. I'm going to have Joni do my what the hell does she call it?
Return to
the soul chart. The soul chart. Because that is your
birth return, sun return
chart. Life after life after life. Yes, you have your individual life chart, but your soul chart doesn't change.
Yep.
So I want to know if I'm still a Scorpio.
I'd be curious to see my soul chart, just with the path my life has taken, and I'd be curious.
Yeah.
I am curious. I'm very curious. I think that would be another cool show.
Yeah. Yeah. Remind me. We'll make it happen.
And then we can learn the difference between a birth chart and a soul chart.
Yeah.
I didn't know that there was a thing.
I just recently found out. Joni made a post the other day, and I'm like, oh, well, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I may have to have her do my chart.
Yeah, I think that's really cool.
Mhm. You know, like, and that was one thing that I always, in my journey of delving into the metaphysical and stop denying my gifts and actually accepting things.
Yes.
Okay. And stop saying that I'm crazy or I can't do it or I don't know how to do it. And realizing that they don't have to all trigger at once. Like some days this just doesn't work, but this
Right.
might work, or this might work better, or
Yes.
this works better. Sometimes in tandem.
That's the thing about spirits. They will come to you the easiest way possible via a smell,
Yep.
talk to you, a feeling, something, a song. We all have all the clairs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some say, I am this, I am this. Okay, but you've also smelled things, haven't you? Well, yeah. Hello.
Just it's not like they all, like, I think some people think like they all fire at once. I think if they all fired at once, I think your head would explode.
Oh,
like,
God.
I'd be like,
there's no humanly possible in our meat suits. Maybe out of our meat suits, it happens, but not in the current state that you're in. There's just no way it happens.
That today at work, classic example. I have 2 presses plus a coating machine running around me. I can't hear crap. And I have so much pressure on my ears, it is literally blowing air in through my ears into, you know, my nasal canal. And I'm like, I cannot hear you right now. This went on for like 3 fucking hours. And I finally said out loud, I can't hear you. I can't understand what you're telling me. I guess I'll find out when I find out. And it stopped. But I had to physically tell them, hey, I can't fucking hear you. You know, I'm around 3 very loud machines. All I've got is air pressure. I don't understand air pressure.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to figure out another way to get your message to me.
Yeah. So that either means say something.
Yes.
So I think it, you know, or
physically manifest and like,
or physically manifest in front of me on the shop floor. Like, I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah. Get a hold of Joni so she'll go over it with you.
There's
Draconic. Thank you, Denise. The Draconic birth chart. That's your soul chart.
Yep, and that's also too. I always forget that Joni has a astrological group that meets on Saturdays on her Facebook page. Yeah,
see, that's so cool. You know, I think it's a real talent to do charts.
You have to have a special gift to be able to interpret all of that, pull out what's important. You know what I mean? And say, okay, you know, like, yes, this, and this, but here, this. See, like, for example, like in my 6th house, I've always been told my health is going to fail me. Like, I'm not like, but I'm like, but that's not what 6th house means. But your health is here. Like, I always been told that way. So when Joni's like, let's look at the chart, and I'm going, and when she's like, oh no, that's a good thing. And I was like, see, so
when you have a knowledgeable astrologer who knows what the hell they're doing and looking for, it makes a hell of a difference. Other than having some doomer and gloomer saying, yeah, you're screwed.
Yep.
Then I'm thinking about my birth chart, and yeah, I'm screwed.
All right. So if okay, I'll say it here now. I'll come back so I can find you, and you won't have to walk alone.
But I'm not coming back either, so you don't have to find me.
I'm coming back.
Then I will be your guide.
I'm a glutton for punishment. I keep on saying
Do you still have things to learn?
You have still things to learn. Then again, like she said with your spirituality and your nurturing. Well, let's not doom and gloom, I'm not trying to prophesize anything, because by all means I am not a prophet. And if you need a higher power, please do not look at me. Look up. So don't come for me. There's going to have to be people that are going to be able to say, hey, this is what's going on. Calm down. Let's breathe. Let's pray about it. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do this. And you're going to need those warriors in that time to come to step into the gap, because let's pull the Band-Aid off, because here we're not so much held back.
Here, hang on. Let me change the ticker.
Go ahead. 18 plus.
There we go.
There you go. So when
we still have Renee's birth chart up.
When shit hits the fan, because we're talking like how she said, right? So when shit does hit the fan, and whatever religion, end times, the apocalypse, whatever you want to call it, whatever your religion, your flavor decides, whatever you think, there are going to be people, and that's why I said, like you say, you're the glutton for punishment. No, because that's your calling.
It is.
You're right. So those that are taken, right? Let's just use because Catholic, because that's right.
Right.
So when this happens, and you're 144,000, whatever, if it's a frequency, people, whatever, right? Those left behind are going to go, what do I do from here? And they're going to need help. So, and it's going to be those people. And I've always said it's going to be those people that come back for that job assignment, that when you're there, you're going to like, okay, see this day on the calendar, right? That's when I'm coming back, because I need to be here at this time on this date, because you're going to need me. So you're going to come, you know what I mean? And help.
And I agree, Renee, because that's always been my train of thought, right? Mm-hmm. As a Catholic, I know that the resurrection will happen, that people will, one by one or two by two, they'll go, right? So yep. I don't want to go. I want to stay and fight. I have said that from the start. I want to fight. I want to find people and go, listen, this is how we're going to do this. This is how we pray. This is
second chance.
Yeah. Let me help you with your second chance. Mm-hmm. Please. I want to be that warrior. Mm-hmm. Yes. People can say, I want to be a warrior for Christ right now. No, I know I'm going to be a warrior when the second coming comes, and I will help people. That is my goal. That is my destination. I'm selfless like that. I will deal with whatever fallout happens. Mm-hmm. But like I said a couple of weeks ago on the show, we're driving back from Colorado, and I looked at the two kids, and I looked at Jesse, and I said, I hope you guys are gone. I don't want you guys to do this. And I've always been that mother. Like, I don't want you here. I love you enough. I want you to go, and I want you to be my cheering squad. That's all I need. But let me fight the battle for the people that are still here. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know. I'm passionate about it.
Speaking of the battle, I saw a video today of how over 200 enlisted soldiers said their commanding officers told them, their commanding officers were told, and then their commanding officers told them that they are fighting a holy war right now. Mm-hmm. The chaos is being caused intentionally. Mm-hmm. So the prophecies happen, and Jesus is resurrected.
Well, see, and I'm wondering with the crop circles, with the star alignment, You know, like we were talking earlier before the show. I have a good idea on who the Antichrist would be in today's time. Or one of the minions, I will say. We'll say minions. I wonder if it's prophecy. I look at it in the prophecy after prophecy after prophecy. You know, we found Jesus's body. No, you didn't. Jesus already said that you weren't going to find his body.
Mhm.
You know, like I do Bible study, and I'm going through Bible in a year again, and I have the timelines out, and I have all of this out, and it's just prophecy after prophecy after prophecy. And, you know, I know a lot of people doubt the Bible, but, you know, I always revert back to Psalm 90. Psalm 90 is exactly what Jesus says on the cross and what happened to him down to a T. And Psalm 90 was written by David? So David was how many years, but that was his lineage, right? But the more I study, yes, the caves that supposedly held the 4 horsemen, but one's missing.
I haven't heard that.
Well, and the 4 horsemen, I mean, that's easy. Anything red, white, black, and green.
Flag.
That's all I gotta say. Like, I mean, but I look at, you know, the way that the church is struggling. I look at how many new people have just come into the church, and that's all part of the prophecy.
Oh, and then elected officials get a hold of how many pastors and whatnot, and have them all come to a secluded location in a state, and they get a phone call that says, you need to prepare your flock because what's coming out is going to freak people out. And the faith is going to be
shaken.
Yes.
Okay. So, and the Bible speaks about that.
Project Bluebeam. Just saying. On
you
that note, ladies, I'm going to need a tally mark. I'm sorry. I'll be right back.
Go ahead. But, you know, you turn around and you look at that, right? And that's all prophecy. That's all been written in the Bible. Yep. Fire in the sky. You know, before the show, Joni asked about, why people see aliens as demonic. Well, that's what we're told in the Bible. They've already told us that. They've already told us, if you read the Bible and you study the Bible and you go back and you do your history, that this is what is stated is going to happen. So what are you going to do? Are you going to believe what you see or what you have learned and what you know? Mm-hmm. I have a hat that says walk by faith, not by sight. Mm-hmm. You know, and I try to live that. And I'm just sitting here going, aliens coming down. We have a holy war. We have people that are going to be shaken in their faith. And we have Satan, the great deceiver, at the steering wheel.
I mean, there was a post about the Pope because he wears Nikes. And people lost their ever-loving mind because he's got white Nikes on.
Right.
Like you're worried about what's on his feet? And people are like, oh, well, that means something. And, oh, that means the church is, I mean, like, to either here or there. You know? And like, people lost, there was like, that post went viral. And there was like 150,000 comments on it. And it was, oh, he's got better shoes than me. Why are you giving a crap what he's wearing on his feet?
We have big problems, and for those that aren't in the church and aren't in it with news wise, mm-hmm. we have the Nautical Way coming along. And I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but it's a challenge to the Catholic teachings, and it's infiltrated our churches around here. And some of our bishops have been caught and everything else. And I'm confused because I'm sitting here going, okay, well, I don't know anything about this. I need to learn what it is, right? Because we've talked about this. We had the Moravians. The Moravians were the first outside of being Catholic. And all he was saying is, no, we need to raise our voices. We need to sing. We need to praise. We need to do certain things that we were told in the Bible, but you guys have strayed away from it and became all about power and money, right? We need to get back to the basic roots. And then he predicted the Lutheran faith and said, you're going to have a baby that you can't put to bed in about 100 years, 150 years. And John Haas is the leader of the Moravian Church. But what happened? The Catholic Church came back and said he was right. They were wrong for the persecution, and they've taken him off the bad list, so to speak. But now we have a huge challenge in the Catholic Church with it becoming split and divided once again. So what is really going on?
Mm-hmm.
So
We don't know.
Now
All we know is what we're told. And what we're told, we can't believe because the news, the media has lied to us so much. The government has lied to us so much. We don't know. They're from what I understand, they're trying to be truthful here. They're trying to give us information that was withheld from us. But I also know that there are still deep state that are trying to fight this and holding stuff back. So there's kind of you got to watch what you look at, trust your gut, your intuition on what you believe.
So, with this whole release of files and stuff like that, I've always said I'm not completely with it. I'm not for it because of where we're at as a human race. And
That's your point.
I'm very firm on this. The mass doesn't need to really know what the hell's going on out there, because how is the mass going to respond? And can they handle the information? Can they handle the truth? All of a sudden, what if we have demons raining from the sky, right? Like, what are you going to do then? Like, can you handle that? It's like drinking the Kool-Aid.
I'd be going out with my camera going, dude, I need to talk to you. That's me. But there are other people that would be like, the world's going to end. I'm freaking. I'm done.
No, I'm just grabbing my rosary. I'm grabbing my rosary and I'm dialing 1-800 Virgin Mary. That's what I'm doing.
Better call Jesus.
Well, and some of the prophecies, some of the visions are coming true too. That I know I'm going to bring it back to being Catholic, and I'll tie this around with astrology.
Okay.
But I forgot where I was going with that.
The visions.
Visions. Mary was seen, and she was told things, or she was telling people things.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of what she said was going to happen is coming true today.
Yeah.
And it's you. So then you really got to pay attention. If Mother Mary is sitting here pounding this into your head, but with astrology, God had to have a formula. God always knows what's ahead, right? And this is how I view astrology. So it's God's design. He's a mathematical genius, right? He's thought thousands and thousands of years in advance, and that's proven from Genesis to Jesus, right? Everything was laid out, planned. So
The book of
I
Numbers.
just view that, looking at our charts and stuff like that, we've just figured out our own formula.
Mm-hmm.
We are
for God's
supposed to
plan.
be here right now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Us three are supposed to be here right now
Mhm.
to help those that cannot help themselves.
Yeah.
And we're going to be running into a lot more of those very soon. I've said this multiple times on our show, on me and Joni's show. The people that cannot understand what is happening right now, God, I can't think of the name of it.
Naive.
There's a name for it though, where you can show them all the actual proof in the world, and they can't comprehend it because that would mean they would have to admit themselves that they've been played and wrong, and they would have to change, and they are not capable of doing that. There's a specific name for it, and I can't think of it right now.
Narcissist.
Part of it. Part of it.
And the other one, I'm going to bite my tongue.
But we're going to have to
kick me off.
Be able to help them, even though they're going to fight the help, but we can only help them if they allow us to help them. And I've ran into a lot of those kind of individuals, and some of them I just had to walk away from.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I've helped you all I can, and you're going to need to find somebody else. I'm sorry.
I mean, like that's what I had said when Jody said, to a fault. I mean, and it's the truth, right? I will defend. I will fight. I will try to heal, and I will try to stand by your side to a fault, to the point of where it almost will kill me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been there.
And been there, been there. It's the ability to find that balance, to say, you know what, I've done all I can for now. So when said thing happens on said timeline, okay, I am done with you for now. Your season with me is done. Now, does not mean a new season cannot happen.
Correct.
Right? So when said ship comes down from the sky and goes, they walk, hey, take me to your leader. Okay. And then said person goes, holy shit, Keith, Renee, and Jan were right. Holy shit. What am I going to do?
There's a 20-foot Anunnaki
for us. Then they're looking for us. They're calling us. They're texting us going, do you see the shit that's going on right now?
Yeah. Right when I said there's a 20-foot Anunnaki standing there in front of them, my left ear goes off. Right? Like, so shut up.
And that's probably when we're supposed to be reinserted into their timeline. Because I've always said the ones that are, not everything is black or not everything is white. Okay. But there are certain people that cannot walk in that gray, and right. Only certain people can walk in that gray, be able to fight the dark and find the light in the dark, and then find the dark also in the light. That's the other thing too.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you're going to have those select few that are going to have to pick up the mantle if they like it or not.
Yeah.
And and that's when we're going to be called upon.
I love lamp.
Well, and that's very true, Renee, because I mean, it's
we've got a thing called the precession of the equinox. There's cycles in time and numbers. 2,560, 25,960 years. That's the time it takes for all of the signs to go all the way around. And there is a planet that even scientists are looking at now, Planet X, Planet 9, Nibiru, what have you. It is on this huge elliptical orbit, and it comes around Earth. And as it gets closer, things get better. And as it gets further away, things get worse. And they also are looking at what's called a black sun right now. They think that we are in a binary star system, not a single star system, but a binary, two suns, one we can't see. Brown dwarf, maybe, I can't remember, but they revolve around each other as all of these other planets are revolving around us. And there were other planets. There are huge gaps between planets right now. Stars are formed in binary systems. Two stars formed at one time. Here's a moon, here's a star. We were a moon to a bigger star. We got blown out of our orbit. So did Mars. Mars was another moon. And the evidence is the Oort cloud. We go through it twice a year, the meteors. That is the debris left from this planet getting pulverized.
Mm-hmm.
It's happened before. It can happen again. I'm not saying it's going to, but every time Nibiru comes around, we have an extinction event. We have a pole shift. It's in scientific evidence. We were supposed to have a solar flash.
There's no such thing as global warming. I'm sorry. I mean, yes, we are warming, but not because of cow farts.
It's
okay?
natural.
It's a natural process. I mean, and that's how extinction happens, because now we're uncovering what viruses of the old, bacteria of the old. That we're now not. We don't have our spleen. We don't have our tonsils. We don't have our gallbladders. We don't have certain things a part of us anymore, right? Well, not. I mean, we've changed our DNA. We vaccinated ourselves. So I'm not telling you guys what to do, but I mean, it does change our immunity, right? So, we're more susceptible to the Black Plague now, than we were, say, 80 to 100 years ago.
And thousands of years ago, we had antibodies against anthrax. We don't have that anymore.
Don't ask how I know. Don't ask. There was an anthrax scare, and anthrax is something that's produced naturally in our ground.
Yep.
But no, it's completely natural. It's completely natural for us to cycle out, and we are losing a lot of animals due to extinction. That no matter what we do, they're like, no, it's time. It's done. We're done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wonder if that's not what happened with the dinosaurs. No, we're just done. We're going to stop reproducing. We're going to stop living. It's not depression. It's just, we know it's the end of our era.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Lizard people.
Oh, let's not get on to lizard people. Oh my God. I hate lizard people.
Lizard people.
How much I hate grays with their eyeballs.
Okay, there's two types of lizard people. The ones from the stars and the ones from here. Okay. Dinosaurs didn't die out. They became birds. Scientifically proven through evidence, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Alligators, all kinds of stuff.
Who's to say that a specific modality of the dinosaurs did not go underground and evolve into lizard people? We came from like mouse-looking things, the first mammals. That's where we came from. Who's to say they didn't do the same thing?
I came from my daddy's testicles. That's where I came from.
I came from a new red dress, just saying. Did not mean to say that, sorry.
I came from a really good birthday party, obviously.
I don't have any, so that's okay.
This
Happy
is why
birthday.
we have a sticker.
Happy birthday to the president that just keeps on giving for the past 43 years. Biatch.
I have had a lot of conversations today, but this is the first one with people. So just saying.
Lizard people.
Lizard
Yes,
people.
thank you.
Lizard people underground. Lizard people that live next to the mold.
Who's to say that didn't actually happen? The government knows about it. They're in contact with these individuals. And these people came back up and said, you know what? We're done with your ass. We're done with your nukes. You're going to destroy the planet. This is our planet. We were here before you. Either you straighten your ass up, you tell everybody about us. We are here to help you save this planet. Put the information out.
No,
if
just take it.
We're just going to show up.
Just take it at that point.
Yeah.
Just take it. No.
Nope.
Look at Renee. Renee's on the same page as me. It's like coming across, a black widow nest. Nope. You know what? That's your area now. No, you stay there. I stay here. Yeah. Coming across rattlesnakes. No, baby, that's your territory now. That's a nope, bro. And I'm staying over here.
A lot of people don't like wolf spiders, but wolf spiders will eat brown recluse and black widows.
I don't like brown and black, but I love
the hobo spider is also a member of the wolf spider family. I got bit by one in between my toes and almost lost my little toe. So there's the good and the bad. The snakes eat the rodents and the bugs. Do people
And the
like
mongoose eat them.
But everything has purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to know what that purpose is. I want to know why this is here. I want to know when they're coming because I want them to take me home.
See, like now in your case, you want to know when they're coming. Like, I'm on the fence on that because I honestly don't know how I'm gonna like. As much as I think I know, I think I might lose my shit for a few minutes. And I might panic. You know what I mean? I mean,
see,
then like how Jan goes like, well, I walk in my faith. Okay, yes, walk in my faith, but my faith is on rocky ground because it's not. There's things I believe in, and there's things I don't believe in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We've had this conversation hundreds of times. You know, so it like. Will I be one of those that'll go, holy shit, I was right? See, I was right. See, I told you I was right. Oh shit, I was totally wrong about that. And the thing that I was wrong about is what's going to go and blow my mind going, okay, well, that was totally wrong. Now, me not seeing that way, is that going to screw up anything else that's going to go along the way of what I see? So, like, and then part of me goes, oh, shut up, stop bitching, and just put your boots on and start walking up that hill. Like, cut the shit. You already know.
Yeah,
One thing is about knowing. That's what we do. We know. We drink and know things. We're going to see these things coming down, landing, and these things coming out. We're going to know if they are good.
Throw a net on me. You're coming with me. Like that's
you know what?
If
they say take me to your leader, I'm going to take him into a side of Catholic Church and hopefully watch him just go.
That's I don't know. Maybe that's because I don't know what their intentions are.
See, I'll bring them in my own house and say I am my own leader. Now what?
I mean,
we take him to the rednecks. We just take him to the rednecks and let rednecks sort it out. There you go, Renee. Just bring him to Keith's house.
Yeah.
There's going to be a line of NASCARs and pickup trucks and shotguns and beer cans heading to wherever they land. It's going to be over in 2 days.
Watch this.
That's what it is. I think that's what it is with me. Is like with those eyeballs, and it's like I don't know. Like when I hear people talk about them, and then people describe them, and then things that happen to them, and then it's like they look at you and like in this condescending way, like blah, like you are nothing, like you are some little thing in our hands, and we are ha ha ha. You know what I mean? And I just go, oh my god.
They
like,
have.
Why did you pick me? Like I have many things.
Yeah, no, I hope I'm living in the middle of nowhere. I really want to be in the middle of nowhere. I want to have my garden. I want to have my chickens. I want to have a couple of pigs, Jesse.
Okay, I think that was told very sternly.
So, yeah, well, no, I got to have something to eat carcasses.
Yeah, that's true too.
Oh, yes. Yes, but you're going to need more pigs in a couple. Just saying.
Well, they breed. Goats. You know, just as long as I have my farm out in the middle of the woods, in the middle of nowhere, and anybody that comes near me. Yeah.
Hang on. I got to think about how to verbally say this. Okay, this is 2026. Okay.
You sure?
Yes. Well, no, because there's a story about how they affected the calendar, but I'm not going to go into that right now. But say 2026, when we were younger, say 1984, we're in school.
Oh, I was young then. I was 1 year old. Fuck yeah, I was. I was squirting around in my diaper.
Okay, Renee, 1984. We were thinking, when when you look at these gravestones in the graveyard, about 1824, that's 100 years ago. Those people lived hard, you know.
Yeah.
If you think about 100 years before that, well, in a way, we are in that same time period, because in 100 years, people are going to look back at us in the same aspect.
Oh, see, that brings in AI.
But let's take that and let's expand on this.
I don't think that they were
when 1984, and we would be in a cemetery, and we would see a headstone with 1785 or 1801, and we're going, and we were taught how they lived their life.
But we want to get back there. That's what I'm saying. We want to get back to that.
No offense, it worked.
Yeah.
When this came into fruition, when paper dollars were invented or banknotes, shit went sideways.
But they were printed on hemp, not fabric paper.
Yes.
Hemp.
You know, and certain things, okay, people are going to come and be like, oh, well, everything was so good. Oh, no. No, but some things were really, really worked really well.
We knew our neighbors.
Until the Federal Reserve was made.
Yes.
I will say this.
Hamilton. Sorry.
I look at the way that they lived, and you know what? Everybody knew everybody. If a family was down,
they helped.
They were taking care of each other. Mm-hmm. We were more human without this.
Yeah.
Well, think how the Amish still do it.
They don't get sick.
And they don't get sick. They drink raw milk. Okay. That's okay. Everybody pays into one pot. It's the community chest. So-and-so they need to go and have surgery, or they get sick, or they need something. They come together as a community, and they say, look, Jan needs $1,500 for something. Whatever, like she needs an operation, or she needs $1,500 because the house burnt down, or for some reason her goats, whatever it may be, and the town would come together and go, are we all in agreement that we should give her out of that pot that $1,500, knowing that yes, you have to pay that back over time, right? Because that's the community chest, because that's what they would do into it. You know, I mean, somebody's house would get struck by lightning, which does happen, or they have to raise a barn. Look what those people can do in a weekend. They
can raise a barn in 2 days.
2 days, and not only that, walk it. Have you seen those videos where they just pick them up and they walk them down the street?
Yes, they all have posts going under it, and they all pick those posts up. And they walk that entire barn. They're carrying it to the property, and they set it down.
I lived in an Amish house with a barn, and the side of it came off, and the machine shed dropped its walls, but the roof, being an Amish-made roof, was still whole. And all they did is they hooked it up on both sides, lifted it up, and put the new building down underneath. Mm-hmm. And it was absolutely crazy.
Their furniture. Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So really, was it a hard way of living?
Yes.
Physically, yes, probably, more than likely.
Well, because if you were healthier, I mean, it's not like you could go and hire somebody because you had a family farm. You know what I mean? You had to plow a field. You had to plant crops. You had to harvest crops. You know, and that's, you know, you think about, like, especially I know with a lot of my ancestors, like some of them, it's like, especially the ones that were from Ottawa that, you know, that came over from France to Nova Scotia, who then they went from Nova Scotia, and then they founded Ottawa, the Cody family. You know, some of these men had 1, 2, 3, 4 wives. and each wife had 10, 12, 15 kids. Granted, yes, you look at it and go, okay, well, they were 15, they were 16, 17, 18.
Mortality rate.
And the mortality rate. Not only that, but you have to remember too, in that time period, if you were 18 years old and you weren't married, what were you considered? A spinster.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So you didn't want to be the talk of the town, like, oh, my daughter's 18 years old and she's still living at home and she's not married, doesn't have kids. Oh, so they would send them over, but a lot of my family, they had farms in Ottawa.
You needed 10 kids to help run your farm.
You need that. I mean, I'm sure Nebraska was the same thing.
We have Amish here. You need 10 kids to help run that farm.
Mm-hmm.
And now I've got 2 kids.
Yes.
That replaces me and that.
I apologize. I haven't eaten all day.
You're fine. But in order to keep the technology going to where we're headed, we have to have more children. However, they are putting all this in our food to
shit in our food, our water, our air.
Get our ability to have children down, lower the population. It's bass backwards.
I mean, not only that, how about don't go have kids? Don't get married. I'm gonna say this, and like I've been saying it lately to a lot of people, and I'm gonna say a name that's very controversial in some people, but the man was right. Charlie Kirk said, "Get married, have kids, and go live your life. Get married, go have kids, and go live your life."
Yes,
that's what we're supposed to do.
We are. We
So.
are.
And back in the day, you didn't get divorced. You figured out a way to get through it.
Yeah.
If your wife wouldn't talk to you, you would tighten that lid on that pickle jar. And when she went to open it, she couldn't.
Yep.
She would have to talk to you in order to get that pickle jar open.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's ways.
I mean, if you were, your husband, you were mad at your husband, sometimes the meal wasn't ready when you came home. So you had to sit and wait. Sometimes you had to sit and wait. And then that's when the wife would go, "So why are you angry at me? What did I do?"
I always have a saying. Now I'm from New Mexico. And if you look at traditional Mexican families, if that woman, you walk into her home and she does not have food ready, you don't touch that refrigerator. You don't do anything. You just go do what you need to do in your regular routine. And she might make you a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but if not, you go to bed hungry because you know what, you done pissed her off. Yeah. And don't let her catch you in the kitchen.
Yeah.
That's her kingdom. That's her castle. That's her domain. Don't go in there.
Unless she asks you for help.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we're not taught relationships anymore. It goes back to recess. I'm sorry. That's where you learn.
Right, Lisa. Thanks.
Recess is where you learn. Social is, they say, oh, homeschooling kids, which I homeschool, aren't very social. I'm pretty sure my kids are social. But the playground is where we learned how to fight and how to make up.
Yep.
And that's what big families did too.
Golden rule. We used to teach it. Do unto others that you want undone to you.
We would beat the shit out of each other and then go have a beer.
Yeah.
Because we got it worked out.
Well, it's like I had how many kids underneath my roof at one time? You don't think that there was fighting and bickering and things like that? No, you know what? You learn that personality. You learn how to deal with it. So when you go out into the real world and you come upon that person as your boss, you already know how to handle the situation.
Pecking order.
Pecking order. It's what a family is, right? A family is learning to love and like and live with the people that you're not going to like on the outside world. If that makes any sense.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
that comes from big family.
Yep.
That's like, everybody, Jacoby's a junior in high school, but he's 18. And everybody says to me, why'd you hold him back? Why? And I go, I held him back because that's my right as a parent.
Mhm.
My law in my state, I don't know about Nebraska and I don't know about New Mexico, but in Connecticut, 6 years old, you have to be in school by 6. Okay. If not, then all right.
I think we're 5.
Right. So you have to be in the door at 6 years old. And I'm one of these that I go, I can teach you who Abraham Lincoln is. I can teach you about chemistry and the stars and the planets and
The real way.
And I can teach you all of that stuff. But what I cannot teach you is how to share. I cannot teach you social cues. I cannot teach you social things.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You have to learn that as you go.
Mm-hmm.
Academically, could my kid have walked in at 4, which I never liked, because those are little babies that should not be sitting in a classroom all day. It's like, okay, now you got to hold a pencil when there's no bones. Their bones in their hands are not at the capability yet to hold the pencil to write.
Right.
We're asking them to do this.
Mhm.
I would be angry too. I would throw a hissy fit and I would stomp my feet, scream, yell, and throw myself on the floor at 4.
The maternal need is still there for a 4-year-old.
Exactly. And so the state of Connecticut now is you have to be 5, right? You have to be 5. And I always tell everybody I come across, like in my building, all the pregnant mothers, I go, hold them till they're 6.
Yep.
Hold them till they're 6. Because the difference in the last 2 years that I've seen is night and day. Because there are 5 coming in and some are 6 coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So with my son, that's why I did it. Because everybody goes, oh, you stunted him. No, I didn't. He's still a high honor student. By the way, he's a high honor student and an Eagle Scout.
Scout. Yes.
Right? And then my thing is he became the Eagle Scout because you want to know why? Because he got that social part
Interaction.
down. So he could have that empathetic heart that you need to have in this world.
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, we can't teach that. And somehow they want us to, I can't teach that. I can't
You gotta
teach
learn
how to share. I can't. You learn that.
Yes.
It's a learned skill.
But on that note, ladies,
Yes.
I hate to, but it is 9:25 and I got to be in bed by 10. I got to have a little bit of time to wind down. So we're going to have to call this. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
But thank you. It was very interesting looking at both of your birth charts and seeing how interconnected they were. That explains a lot.
Well, at some point in some life, we had to be somewhere. I mean, there's a thing called soul sisters, and there's a thing just called past lives. Soul
tribe.
Yep.
We have been in each other's lives in past lives. Just saying.
Yep. Thanks for that Egypt thing, by the way. Just gonna let you. Thanks.
Hey, I got killed because I was a bad records keeper. Just saying. I keep looking at the fact that, okay, you hid stuff. You won't tell us where it's at. So did I hide those hidden books? I don't.
I told you hid those hidden books because I knew, and I couldn't tell them that I told you to hide them.
And another person was
because of a third person.
Yes.
Yes. Of a third person that said, "Go ahead and notice."
Yes.
Something.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know exactly what I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we helped get us to this point in this timeline from that past life. We got the book of Enoch out. We got this book out. We got that book out. And now everybody's really starting to take a look at it and saying, okay.
Emerald tablets, all the Dead Scrolls. There's all
Yes.
the books of Mary Magdalene.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, there's tons.
Yes. The Secret Book of John. Could go on.
I mean, we get off here. I'm going. I know exactly what it is. It's Monday night. I need to go watch somebody and say it's Morgue Monday.
Yeah, I would, but I would be up all night and wouldn't make it work. So I'll watch him later.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go finish my pizza with my family.
Okay.
And I got to go release some things out to the wild because I heard a couple more snaps. So,
What kind of squirrels?
Yes. This will make number 7.
And thank you for that hint. The
Yes.
new bait is in the cages.
Hopefully it works.
I'm
May
praying.
you have some in your crock pot. I don't know what you're going to make with it, but.
Well, I've been releasing mine to the river. I have a
Cream-
Napolina, so
Cream of mushroom soup in a crock pot does a lot. Just saying.
and tell her that, and she'll start crying.
Normally, I relocate them. There is a little corner just outside of town. There is a field and a creek, so they have food, they have water. That's where I take them.
Mm-hmm.
But this year, I have struggled with this for 2 years. Last year, especially because I had a whole tree full of peaches. Finally, whole tree full of apples. Finally, and they will bring one down, take 2 bites out of it, go up and get another one, bring it down, take 2 bites out, and I have nothing. I got 1 peach and 1 apple last year.
Because you know what they're doing?
Mm-hmm.
And fertilizing.
Well, I also have a 22 caliber air rifle that is very quiet. So this year, if I can't catch them or look at them, I am not above making fertilizer out of them or putting them in my crock pot. I'm just saying. They have pissed me off. I'm a Scorpio. Here's your choice. Live trap, relocate, or
Crock pot.
live trap, relocate.
All right, everybody. I love you guys where you're at. Thank you for tonight. I enjoyed
Yes.
tonight.
Yes.
And I'll
Thank
talk
you
to you
for
guys
joining.
later.
Was that?
I'll talk to you guys later.
Absolutely.
Be good.
Thank you for listening to us banter and stuff. We will see you next week with me and Joni, and y'all have a good evening and watch the numbers, listen to your intuition, and just be patient, back up, and practice the pause.
Mm-hmm.
Night.
Be good and be safe.
Yes.